gotta you gotta let the past lie, let it go to bed. And so it was kind of trippy that we had that conversation. I go like, bro, he goes, well, you probably don't even remember. I go like, no, of course I don't remember, because it wasn't even that very very much important to me. But for some people, a lot of people just tend to want to hold on to stuff. And that's one of the things that I think I've had, actually, against a lot of the different politicos here locally. A lot of the different politicos here locally, they'll get upset with you, and then they'll hate you for life. And I go like, I mean, that's just que hueva, It's just too much trouble to be hating someone for life over a discussion or a disagreement, or not supporting the same candidates or some crap like that. Let it go. There'll be other stuff out there that's 10 times more important to fight for than your feet stink, or your breath smells, or you got BO.
There's more important things.
Yeah, there's more
There's a
important things.
bigger picture here.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, 9567. Good morning. Yeah, there's a bigger things. There's bigger fish to fry. And this is one of the things that I constantly tell people that come out and go like, well, we're upset because of, which we'll talk about right now. We're upset because of the superintendent getting $435,000. Okay, okay. So what have you done about it? But more importantly, what are you planning to do about it? Well, we're going to go to a meeting. I said, that's great. And what else? Well, that's it. There's nothing we can do. I said, no, you got to get ready and go out and vote, and get a little base together, a little group together. Part of the problem is that, okay, a lot of people still here don't understand that if it's just one person out there screaming at the top of their lungs, it's not going to make a matter. But once you've got 50, 60, 100 people out there, signing a petition, or 100 and some people saying that they're going to get another 5, 10 people involved, then you've got a movement. And that's what the city needs. The city needs movements. It doesn't need Facebook social warriors.
Yeah, but don't you think that they see all that stuff online that the people don't agree with it? Besides just having those petitions, like from the majority that voted for it.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone wants to yell, but nobody wants to go vote. That's the problem. Mira, one of the things, and and Manny, they're right now they're involved in the campaign against Eric Garza. You know, there's been countless tons of reports out there in regards to the dealings at the jail and the deficiencies out there. And honestly, part of the problem is there's very little communication in regards to sharing information, and there isn't, because we have no media, we have no news. If we lived in any other part of the world, you'd have the news stations out there, uh, you know, uh, uh, camping out in front of the carrizales as to why an inmate passed away from fentanyl use while in solitary confinement. But you hear nothing about it. Nothing.
Like, how in the world did he get it?
I think it was a she. But the issue is, you know, no one is out there reporting the stuff that really, really hurts and affects the city of Brownsville. One of the things that I've done, and I get crap on half for it, is like, oh well, there's issues with the air conditioning out there at the county jail. We've lost contracts with the federal government in regards to maintaining.
Yeah, hasn't that jail been in like a pretty bad shape for quite a while? And then
Well,
they blame
I
it
think.
on like low staff and all that other stuff.
Well, yeah, they have no staff. Well, part of I think the one that's really a mess is the one that's right here downtown. The one that's on
Yeah, that one has always been a mess.
a mess. I honestly, I feel bad. And part of the problem is, like, there's individuals out there that will comment and will take a negative spin towards the matter. They go like, "Well, they shouldn't have broken the law." That's neither here nor there. They're in there. They're already there. You cannot treat them inhumanely. Under this previous administration, we've lost federal contracts for money
Yeah.
into the county. Money was coming in for the jail system because we lost a lot of the prisoners and a lot of the possibilities of them being housed here. but nobody talks about it. And then when I bring it up, then I get held in half. Then I'm the
Yeah.
bad. But was and
Yeah, that's funny because that's what I was actually hearing that yesterday in the evening in the radio here in the local radio
yeah.
about like, oh, should the legals have like basic rights? And I'm like, dude, like I was just hearing the radio. I was like, that's basic human rights. You should be able to get basic human rights anywhere.
Anywhere. But again, but I'm glad Andy's here because one of the things that happens is that you'll get a lot of individuals out there that are going like, well, Eric's bad, and oh well, Manny Trevino is not the best choice, and they'll go out and they'll go back and forth, and then you've got someone like me in the middle, and Eric's people are telling Eric, no, don't talk to Erasmo, not a good thing to talk to Erasmo, and you got Manny Trevino's people saying, no, don't talk to Erasmo, it's not a good thing to talk to Erasmo, and I'm going like, what the hell are they so afraid of? I just don't get it. It's not.
Yeah, like you can solve more things during like a dialogue, and that's like, but people don't go into that part because they know they get swayed in one way or another.
Well, I
But they need to like that's how you get things solved. Like, hey, let me see your point of view, and I'll give you my point of view, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, and look, and again, I don't know why, and I think part of the reason is like a lot of the candidates they're used to going on these little shows where they're going to give them softball questions. They're going to go like, I mean, okay, what's your favorite color? What type of ice cream do you like? Oh, what do you plan to do when you become sheriff? And how will you get the community involved? Who gives a rat's ass about what type of ice cream you shove down your throat? No one cares. They want to know how are you going to get it so that we can get a federal contracts back. We want to know how the hell
Yeah, explain the process of like how you're gonna solve like certain issues.
what's your relationship going to be the current city county commissioners that ultimately are going to decide where your budget's at and they're not going to try to clip your wings after a couple of months while being in office. And, ask the real questions, the tough questions, because and again, I love Manny. Manny's been Junior's been a friend for a while. You know, I saw the interview that Manny Trevino did with this Mexican reporter. No one watched that crap. No one watched it. And again, I don't know if it's like to find a way, like, well, I'm exposing out. Nobody watches that. They're going to listen to watch on Erasmo Castro. And all I heard on there was just these softball little questions. I'm not going to give individual softball questions, and these individuals should. And I'm using I'm using the sheriff race only because I saw Manny here. But in regards to all the races, no candidate running for office should ever be afraid of any questions being thrown their way. As long as people aren't being disrespectful or stuff, just answer the damn questions. Eric Garza, why is it that 2 months after you became sheriff, people were lining up to run against you? 2 months. Why is it that you haven't had a working relationship with our county judge and the county commissioners? Why? Why have so many people bailed, pun intended, bailed from jail, from working for you at jail and gone to seek other jobs? Why have you found it necessary to, fight constables? Questions that people want answered. I think a lot of individuals
Like
want.
I've heard that a lot. That this like sometimes it's like kind of like hostile environment or like friction. Like in the not too sure how true that is, but that's pretty much what I've heard.
Well, again and again, people could go to all these little shows like all those shows out there and get these little softball questions like, and that can stroke your ego and that can make you popular amongst your people. It's not going to get you new votes. And at the end of the day, one of the things that I think Eric and Manny's people are ignoring right now, 50 votes, 100 votes are going to be important. And call me crazy, but someone like an Erasmo Castro could push easily 100 votes to go one way or the other, minimum. You know, so again, it's going to be a very very tight
At
race.
least 5 votes for sure.
Well, I actually got 7 at the house, but at least just my house, but at
Yeah.
least a minimum of 100 votes. I mean, again, saludos, Ruben Mancha desde Far, Texas. again, at the end of the day, they're lost. I'm still going to do whatever. And this is one of the things that I had a conversation with the church people yesterday. Simon and I were talking about this because I told them yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm going to go into I actually gave class last night. It's going to be the last class I give for a little while. I said, I'm running for appraisal district. I'm going to run for BISD. I'm going to run against Victor Caballero. I don't care. And I'm running against Victor Caballero just because of the.
Out of all people, he chose that one.
Well, no, I actually chose Jessica Gonzalez. And I said I'm running against Jessica Gonzalez. Definitely. Well, Victor Caballero says, well, I'm going to run against Jessica Gonzalez. I said, bitch, I already said that I was going to run against Jessica Gonzalez. If you want to run against me in a race, more power to you. I've already said that I was going to run against Jessica Gonzalez. And for some reason, Victor Caballero must think that don't have to consult with Erasmo Castro. Erasmo Castro no vale the time of day. For some reason, and I told his people this because they're forming this little slate, and I talked to one of the people, and they're like, why is it so hard? And this is part of the problem.
Yeah, because you just either or they're just taking votes from each other and not from her.
Exactamente, and that's the problem. But again, he wanted to jump in the race after I stated that I was going to jump in the race, and I told the people that are around him, I told him, I said, you know what, I'm sorry, guys, but if he has absolutely not an inkling of respect to say, hey, well, let me talk it out to Erasmo and say, hey, man, let me run against Jessica. And then that would have been different. I would have said, like, you know what, I'll run against somebody else.
Like
But
there's like 4 options.
yeah, but there's a lack of communication. People don't want to talk. And again, maybe they think we don't have to talk to Erasmo, and that's fine. The less people talk to me, para mí mejor. It doesn't matter. So I'm still going to come out here and try to do my best, connect the dots that I can. But again, I don't know why. I don't know why Eric or Manny or like their people are saying like, yeah, don't talk to Erasmo too much. That's fine. It's their option. Or why Ruben?
It has a reputation already.
Oh, that's fine. But again, I can still
as long as it provides a platform so people could understand like what's going on. Like
that, I can still sway a couple votes here or there. If that's important to him, great. If not, that's fine. It's the same thing with individual like Jonathan Gracia and Ruben Cortez that are running over here, District 27, 37, can't remember which one it was. The state representative seat. It's a great avenue. I'm not going to reach out to them because at the end of the day, I haven't reached out to anyone. The only reason I was interested in the sheriff race more than anything is because they called me. I got called and they said, hey, Oswald, and I got called by both camps. And I said, sure, I'll meet with a candidate. They haven't showed up,
Yeah.
They called me. I didn't go call them. They called me and I said, like, sure, I'll meet with them.
Didn't you even try to do that with like Myra and she never got back or something like that?
No, I actually met with Maida. Let me tell you, I can't stand her.
Yeah, but in a show where she gets like true questions.
No,
by the public.
She'll never do that, and she'll never do that. She'll never do that because she doesn't want to answer. She won't.
Yeah, I've gotten that vibe from her. Like she doesn't answer like straightforward.
No, straightforward, and she can't. I love you, Bobby. She can't answer a damn question to save her life. And that's what really. I mean, this is an individual that's wanting to represent us in Congress. Can't answer a damn
against
question.
The thing is like once you're up there, like, and I'm pretty sure she already knows, but there's like the bigger dogs are over there. They have like tougher questions.
Well, I mean, you're a fish in water. Let me tell you.
I'm listening.
I'm getting all these messages from
you left me there hanging. I'm like, but
let me tell you, it just doesn't make any sense to me because one of the things that I ran for a couple of offices, and they always say, "Erasmo, is there any question that you don't want to answer?" I go like, "No, you ask," or interviews. I say, "You ask me anything." I've had interviews with podcasters. I mean, you ask me anything, everything, whatever you throw it my way, and they said, and they go like, "Well, then you."
Which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
I understand there's a line like, hey, don't get too personal. You're not gonna start asking about people's parents or kids or anything like that. As long as it stays like on the political realm.
yeah, there's a certain line you should never cross, and that's one of the things. Like one time, I was getting interviewed by these guys. They said, "Well, we want to interview." I said, "Yeah," and the guy comes out. He goes like, "Well, that's what I got some questions for you." And I said, "Sure, man. You know, why you want to run for office?" I, "Well, I run for this and this and this." He goes like, "That's what. Why are you such a piece of shit?" I'm going like, let me tell you, I came here
I
to
think I
ask.
remember that interview.
Yeah,
Is that the one from
I
the
said
coffee shop?
that one. I said I came here to answer questions. I didn't
Yeah.
come here for you to offend me or
Yeah.
to throw crap my way. If you want to ask
And
questions,
where are they now?
who knows? You know, they're flybys. They, you know, they come for a little while and then they disappear. It's the same thing with the compadre. My now my friend Frank Marr. You know, and then boom, everyone's gone. I'm still here. So it was kind of crazy because you know it went that way. And then I said, like, look, guys, if you have questions about what are your plans, what you want to do, what you may be, go ahead my way. I'll answer anything.
And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, just you can just dialogue and find out what how people really are. You know,
That's it. You know, but don't ask me who I'm sleeping with. Don't ask me as the what my
how much
vice.
did you charge?
How much do I charge for a quickie? Don't ask me stuff like that. You can't go. You should never go into the bedroom. And I've always said this because I've never. Again, I've stated this before. When we were fighting Charlie Atkinson, Carlos Quintanilla, we were fighting all these individuals. Even
Who haven't you fought?
yeah. Even as when we were fighting Sylvia Atkinson, man, I never went out there and talked about their love life or their extramarital affairs or their not paying child. I never talked about stuff like that because I think there's certain things that should be off limits. And,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, during the time that we were fighting, and I'll give you an example. When we were fighting Charlie Atkinson, I think his daughter or someone got into trouble at school. It was horrible. Well, it was bad, or someone I can't remember who it was. And really, you charge, and and I opted not to post or to talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm getting sick. So este, but because there's certain I
But
should
they
just
should be able to answer any other like
anything.
true political question. You know,
Well,
like where they stand in certain issues.
100%. Like when we had forums, they said like I know that a lot of the individuals that were going to run, answer the questions. They would ask for the questions beforehand, and I said like, why would they want to do that? Why would you need the questions beforehand?
Like put them on the spot. Let
Yeah,
them. I was
yeah,
gonna say let them stutter a little bit, but
and and again, again, they say like, well, what if they ask us a question that we're not, well, just tell them the truth. Hey guys, I'm not too keen on DI or AI or whatever. And but let me say what I can say is this and that. Something. Uh,
yeah,
they are afraid of the light. Yeah, they are. Saludos, she's my man. Pablo, my man. Saludos desde Bowdoin, Texas, Cayman Islands.
nice.
Erasmo lingerie show, $100. Well, actually, it's kind of funny because uh, with all the Erasmus getting kissed on the cheek videos that people are, and I haven't seen them online yet, but people are out there sharing, which is okay. I don't care. But I was thought like maybe I should start an OnlyFans.
But it's crazy because you say you want to keep a lot of things personal, but you still post it.
Well, because and it's crazy because like when with a video with Eduardo's kissing me on the cheek, I know it
Mhm.
looks Eduardo's crazy, but it looks kind of like oh,
Si no me dices, no me doy cuenta.
but it's just a kiss on the cheek. I mean, it's
Yeah,
again, take it any which way anyone wants. And
yeah.
I posted the video, so again, you really think anyone out there, does anyone really think that I'm going to be posting a lascivious, uh, rated X video of me and the person that I go out with or want to go out with or travel with? You really think I'm going to go throw it out there? What happens is again, people can go back and look at the videos and everything you want. It's a piled up video where they're putting a bunch of little stuff together, which is okay. I don't mind. I don't care. And I had this conversation with people at the church yesterday. I had a conversation with our with a family member, but I had a conversation with people at the church last night. I said, look, guys, there's nothing. out of the ordinary in regards to what, wow, andabas en un antro. I go, it was a concert. But again, people are going to add on, or to, whatever they want to believe or make it think,
Yeah.
their option. And again, I hate talking about it because it just, a lot of people are going like,
Yeah.
oh,
Speaking of, going back to the whole superintendent.
yeah, oh, $435, $435,000.
You know what I was telling somebody yesterday? I'm like, whatever happened to that nonsense about like, oh, well, in the valley they don't pay much because the cost of living is so low, but yet the superintendent is getting one of the highest. Like it's up there, like in the I think number 8 in the state.
Yeah. Well, I had a conversation with, and look, I had a conversation with a board member yesterday, and they said, well, there's other superintendent. This is the argument. There's other superintendents out there that make the same money or more money, but they have less students. 11,000, 12,000 students. Yeah, but they live in Dallas area.
Yeah,
Where it
places where
costs.
they can afford it.
Yeah, where it costs
Where the cost of living, going back to the cost of living, is much higher.
much, much higher. I mean, you got to take all that into account.
You don't
We
go to the poorest city in the nation.
a poor city in the country and pay someone 430 again.
And that's besides the extras.
Yeah. Well, I think, and someone can correct me. It is including all the perks, but I might be wrong. So, and Maggie could correct us. Maggie was all hot upset about the whole thing, but
Yeah.
again, it's too much money,
Yeah,
and it's
because it was going back to being financial responsible about it. Like they were supposed to manage a budget, don't they?
well, yeah, you have to be fiscally responsible in regards to the amounts of money. But let me say, and it's nothing against Dr. Chavez.
Yeah,
I think he's a great
it could
guy.
have been anybody else,
Yeah,
but like that amount
yeah, I
for
think
that
he's a great
position
guy. I've had a
and the amount of people that you have there, and the like you like to call it that Crystal Palace.
yeah, the Crystal Palace. Yeah, I I've met with him once. We're supposed to meet later on. When he gets settled in, he said that we would. We talk. We have a conversation, and I want to have that with him. I actually want to do a live with him. But and again, I'm going to take him up on his offer. He said anytime, let's sit down and have a conversation. I said perfect. So I'm going to take him up on it and say, like, let's record it. Let's do it live, so that more people will find out. I don't have anything against Dr. Chavez. I think he seems like a
Yeah,
great guy, and he's very.
yeah. You like I said, it's nothing personal. It's
No,
just the fact of like it's that position, and you're supposed to take several factors into consideration. Um, and I guess like if that's before the whole benefits and all that stuff, it was supposed to be way less. But I don't know. I don't know how they came up with that number or all the factors that were included.
well, again, part of the problem is none of the board members want to come out and talk about it. You know,
Of course.
no one wants to come out and talk about it. Again, I invited one of the board members, a couple of the board members, come on and let's talk about it, and no one wants to. And again, it's that I don't want to talk about it.
Because nobody wants to be held liable to it.
No one wants to. I don't want to go out and talk more than I should. I mean, even when I was on the board, I was still coming out and doing lives. You shouldn't let that limit you, man.
Yeah, but when have you cared? What people say, like on the answers, because even after the meetings, you would come out and say like, hey, you know what, this happened.
Yeah, I don't care. And they would say, like, be very careful what you say because what you say is a representation of the district. Like, yeah. And I'm just going to say exactly what we heard. What we
Because
were.
even all that still gets recorded, and the citizens are able to still see it.
I still don't understand why so many people, we have a saying, el que nada debe, nada teme. Why are
Mhm.
you so afraid? Just tell people what's going on. Why don't, and we talked about the port and TSC. Why haven't we heard anything on the port? Anything? Nothing. you know, they say, and then they go on. Well, we post a little post on the port Facebook page or social media. Nobody sees that crap. That's not getting the word out. Go out there and share, but they don't. They try to keep everything hush hush entre ellos. The only time you hear about anything dealing with a port is when they're asking you for your damn vote. That's the only time. And again, nothing against Campirano and Garcia and all these other guys running for port, but where have they been all these past 4 years? Because there's a guy out there, and again, I don't know these people. There's a guy out there posting, if things weren't bad at the port, I wouldn't be running. Where have you been these past 4 years? Why haven't you talked about it before? Why is it now? Now, when you're asking for people for your vote,
Yeah.
now you're concerned about the port.
The same thing goes for like the people running for TSC, that
Exactamente.
they want to see change and all this stuff, but
Where were they? I mean,
maybe we're not seeing them. Maybe in a different.
no, you got Edward Camarillo del Tapón, the guy that Adela Garza, is her little dog. He wants to get him in there. I mean, what has he done? Nothing. He did nothing as a city commissioner. He was a flop running for mayor. I mean, I did better at running for mayor than that Tapón. And now he destroyed Incarnate Word, destroyed Incarnate Word. Now he wants to destroy Texas Alamos College, screwed the students over with the rec center when they were at TSC. Screw you. Just because you're going to be a yes boy for De La Garza, screw her too. That's why they don't like me. I don't care. Screw them. They try to screw the community. Sunshine Solutions. I haven't forgotten Sunshine Solutions, Adela Garza. I don't care how many pictures you go out there and take, and you're the chair and all this. I don't care. I still want to know what the hell you were doing with Sylvia Atkinson. What were you doing up her little putang out there, and trying to school the people of Brownsville and the Valley with that Sunshine Solutions? That's what I care about. I want answers. I want to know.
No transparency. You know.
Trompudo. Love the perks. Erasmo is what you see. Truth, straightforward, the best. Fuck. Yeah. Wasn't Carlos supposed to be the one who said he was going to be transparent with us? They all say that, and then we don't hear from anyone. No one.
Because then they go into the executive meeting and then they're being told they can only say so much.
Everyone wants to hide. I mean, why? And I think a lot of these individuals forget they're public servants. They're not elected to go sit in the back. I mean, honestly, anyone, to the people that are watching, and to the people who see this later, how many times have you heard from Daniela Lopez Valdez, the pretty little rich girl? How many times have you heard from Jessica Gonzalez? How many times have you heard from Denise Garza? How many times have you heard from Eddie Garcia? How many times have you heard from Frank Ortiz? I mean, and I don't dislike, and again, people, I don't dislike these folks. But when's the last time you heard from them? When? Carlos Elizondo disappeared. When's the last time you've heard from them? When? But November's coming. Oh, and everyone's going to be up in arms. Oh, yes, yes. Now we're here.
Don't forget to pick up your chicken plates.
Yeah, come and pick up the enchilada plates, chicken plates, everything else. That's the problem. But during the 4 years, no one's done anything. I'm done. So hopefully, I'm going to insist that at least one board member come on this next week. One. I don't care who it is.
I was just wondering right now, like, aren't you, like, isn't there a way to like request a meeting with one of them?
Well, yeah,
Or not really?
You can go request a meeting and go. But look, I am. I'm going to send Carlos. I'm going to send Frank Ortiz. I'm going to send Tim Ramirez. I'm going to send Eddie Garcia. I'm even going to send Jessica Gonzalez and all these people an invite. Just want one of them. Just want one of them. That's all I want. And come on and explain. I don't care who it is, because at the end of the day, I don't care if they're part of the 5, or they're part of the 2. Because now supposedly the division at the BISD is 5-2, not 4-3 anymore. That's just the way it is. So it's 5-2. So again, we're going to want someone on and say, hey, just give it to me like it is. Anyone or a family member does business with a port in any capacity should be running for a port position. Everyone and their mother is running for a port position right now. And I heard that it's because the feds are all over that place. and they're just freaking out. But again, no one hears anything about the port, and it's really unfortunate, Sam, because the port is a juggernaut in regards to moneymaker for this area. It's the Port of Brownsville. It should be a juggernaut. We don't hear anything from it. Honestly, when's the last time that we heard from any sitting commissioner out there? Sam, can you name the county, the commissioners of the port? Can you imagine? And I, I should do one of those segments. I should go to the college, stop students, and ask them questions. Who is the mayor of Brownsville? They're not going to know. What
Hey, I
was
thought Campirano was already there. Is he going for re-election or the first time running? I thought
he
he was
was?
already there in the board.
No, he was the port director.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I know that name ring the bell.
Yeah, he was the port director. And there's another Capitano that works for PUB, and another one who's a movie star, third generation, I think.
Yeah,
But
and I know from the one from the pew because I know his name kept on coming up with like the whole audit thing
yeah,
when we were discussing about it.
yeah. So it was kind of on the trippy side, but so you know, again, and
Hey, speaking of, whenever getting back to 174 million,
it's gonna be a cold day, a freezing day in the city of Brownsville when we get snow. That we'll get 174 million. I'm so fed up with that. And again, no one cares. But I do want to post that challenge out there. Anyone out there can name me the port commissioners. No one. Can anyone name me the TSC board of trustee members? Can anyone name me the county commissioners? Can anyone name me the city commissioners? I'm not gonna know, and that's unfortunate because an ill-informed community.
hey, like last time they were asking about like the road over there that goes to SpaceX. It's all like it literally looks like Mars now.
It's a mess.
But no one knows who's responsible for the maintenance of it since it's all filled with potholes and whatnot.
I,
Because
I
it's either the state or the county. I don't know. I
I'm
think
going
the
to.
city limits already like it's already cut off right before it gets there.
I think it's the county, and just because they're the ones that announce the road closures out there. So I'm thinking it's the county, but again, it'll be good to investigate. State, maybe it's county, state, county, state, county, state. I honestly don't know. All right, last night I was throwing up all night. I had a horrible night. I went up on my Ozempic. I took 2.4 milligram, and supposedly that's what caused my vomiting. It was horrible, and right now I'm a little bit on the Mariao side. So thanks for coming on. You saved my life today, Sam.
No worry, man. Anytime.
Guys, thanks for coming on. So we'll see if we get. I'm hearing from many English people that they're coming on. They're going to give us a date. We'll talk to the board, to Carlos Elizondo and to Tim Ramirez and Frank Ortiz and to Eddie Garcia. See if anyone has the balls to come out and give us a what's up, what's going on, guys. I'll be out flying off to Cancun tomorrow. And should be there the weekend. So no show Friday, no show Monday, but we'll be back on Tuesday. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.